I'm Shauna Day, and I'm a partner with Better Food Ventures in the Mixing Bowl. And who are you?
I am Gabe Youtsey, Chief Innovation Officer at University of California Agriculture and Natural Resources, and co-founder of The Vine.
Great. Actually, tell us a little bit more about The Vine. Gabe, tell us how it came to fruition and what the purpose is.
So The Vine is a community, starting with California, really looking to help connect, amplify, and catalyze food and agriculture innovation across California and then beyond, in a nutshell.
Great. Ag innovation, that's a really exciting topic right now. Tell us what gets you up out of bed in the morning and excited about some of the innovations that are happening, not only in our state, but in the broader ag tech ecosystem.
So, of course, I'm very excited, on the ag side about all the amazing robotics and data and drones and new Internet of Things devices for the farms. Those things always excite me as we start to connect those up and really provide value and insights to the farming community. But also other innovations that are a little bit harder to deal with, like new ways that we're going to have to grow crops, both outdoors to support the mechanization, but also indoors, and figuring out the economics of making that work. Those things kind of excite me, along with thinking about what kind of new crops can we grow. Like they've produced a new California coffee crop that sold to Blue Bottle Coffee and was sold for $18 a cup in San Francisco. So creating new opportunities for our rural communities in particular really gets me excited when we bring together agriculture and technology.
You mentioned rural communities, and I think this is a really important topic. We're sitting here today in Silicon Valley, but we talk a lot about how to engage rural communities. One of the things that I've understood to be a big challenge is connectivity, just basic connectivity, and it's something that I think if you're sitting in the more urban parts of the state or the country, you just don't appreciate the lack of connectivity is still a real issue in ag tech adoption. Tell us more about what the Vine is doing on that front.
And this issue is beyond just supporting infrastructure for agriculture technology, which it is. As I always say, we're going to have ag rocks, not ag tech, if we can't actually connect that stuff, and increasingly in real time in the field. But it's also an issue of digital divide. It's an issue of our rural communities having economic opportunities, and having connectivity is now being increasingly thought of as a right, almost like having electricity. And so it's getting a lot more attention. But the problem is still not solved, and communities are coming together like a project we're doing in the west side of Fresno County, one of the most agriculturally productive counties in the nation, also one of the ones that has the spottiest connectivity and the poorest residents. Yeah. So we're really trying to come together in a very new way with community colleges, with the universities, with the cities there, with the counties, with private sector, with the farmers, and think together new structures where we can provide a mix of technologies, because one technology won't solve the problem, but new ways, new business models, a new mixture of technologies, and really a new focus on this as a priority for the community is what's going to solve the problem.
So one of the things about the Vine that I find most compelling and ambitious is the work that you're doing to kind of tie together a very diverse range of partners. Yeah. Traditionally in ag, I think there's been a lot of siloed sort of groups, and it's been challenging for information to flow. But talk a little bit about some of the partnerships that you have brought to the table and some of the folks that you're trying to sort of bring together in this Vine initiative.
Yeah, there's a huge diversity of partners in this thing we call the food system, which encompasses many, many different things. So bringing together groups like one of our leading trade organizations, the Western Growers Association, who represent a lot of our California farmers, together with the smallest community colleges, who are doing amazing work from their regions, in their backyards, together with Silicon Valley companies. Increasingly, technologists from the likes of Microsoft and Google and Amazon are very interested in food system and food system technologies. So bringing them together along with our universities, where some of the most amazing research comes from, and then our boots on the ground academics in the fields from agriculture and natural resources and cooperative extension.
So you mentioned education, and this I think for many of us is a really important topic in terms of engaging the educators, the academic institutions in this ag tech ecosystem. You know, how does the Vine work with different educators? How does the Vine? What are your recommendations for the people that might be listening to this in terms of helping develop those career pipelines for young people?
Well, I think in addition to the amazing traditional educational structures at our 2-year community colleges and our 4-year universities, we absolutely need those. But thinking about how to work together in new ways, as an example, we did an Apps for Ag hackathon. It's not just us, but that's been a tradition where we've brought technologists and students together to really open their minds to using technology in a very applied, focused way over a weekend, to a data science summer camp for open agriculture that we did. And then we're working right now with a community college on a boot camp to bring together students and even the educators together to really showcase and help them learn in a very fast way about the potential for working in agriculture and technology. And so that both 4-year undergraduate students, graduate students, and community college students become the innovators and advanced operators of all this technology for the future in the rural communities.
Yeah, you know, one of the things that I find really interesting about that opportunity, once you start to engage young people, and we talk so often about building awareness amongst the grower community that these technologies are available and how difficult it is to actually reach growers. You know, they're busy doing their day-to-day, moment-by-moment firefighting, and to try to come to the farm and talk about technology sometimes is a difficult proposition, to say the least. But what I really like about engaging young people in this discussion is they can then go home and talk to their parents about technologies and start to, you know, use that as kind of a push strategy to get more information about what these great things that are happening. If you're talking about them in school, they can then go home and share that with their folks. So
I totally agree. I mean, farmers are getting overwhelmed with all this technology, like all of us are, and trying to make sense of it. But they are so supportive of their students from every walk of life in their communities. And they are absolutely listening to their students and supporting of their universities and colleges and their communities. And I think that's a great pathway to really, for them to learn and adopt this technology over time.
Good. Well, look, thanks very much for chatting with us today. We're really excited to have you here at the event and to have the Vine be one of the sponsors of this Food IT event today.
Thank you, Sean. It's great to have you.
Thanks a lot.